Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of microeconomics. We're still on a general basis. I go through every topic quite quick, but in this video I'm going to let you think a little bit about demand and how it's important and how it works, yeah? So we should start by looking at our critical thinking when it comes to microeconomics and especially demand, yeah? So the first question or the first thing you need to think about is that the market participants and what drives them. Yeah? So what is the market participant? Is it consumer and supplier? You tell me. Please write it in the comment section. And what drives them? Is it based on satisfaction level? Is it based on the demand or consumer theory, or diminishing of law, the law of diminishing marginal utility? It's a lot of different things and concepts we're going to go through, but for now I'm just going to say a couple theories and words, and probably you'll get it in a later video or something, but this is very fun. So let's go to the next one. The most important aspect that have impact on how much of a product a consumer wants to purchase. So what is the most important aspect on when you go and buy something in the store? What's the most important aspect you think about? I'll probably read your mind and say, well, it's the price. I want to buy as much as possible for as cheap as possible. If you have a packet of milk, let me type some stuff here. If you have milk, for example, if you go to the store and you see, oh, milk for $10 for one quantity of milk, yeah, you think about, that's pretty expensive. It might be eco-friendly or something, but it's eco-friendly. Maybe I should buy it because it might help the environment or something. Some people might have, some people keep telling themselves that they are buying some stuff based on their satisfaction level, right? Hope that makes sense. So $10, you're like, that's pretty expensive. I'll take this other milk for $2 or something, yeah, and then you can get a pack of milk for $2. So is this an important aspect? Would you say the pricing of the products? Would you buy 10 or would you buy 2? When you get more educated, you'll think about when you will go to the store. It's like, oh, why is it 10? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, it's 40% of their profit going to charity or something. That's why it's 10. Okay, but I will help them with the support of their charity and that kind of stuff. I'm like 2, but oh, why is it so cheap? Is it mass produced? Are the cows treated fairly? And after these courses, you're going to go to the store and actually consider these kinds of stuff, because they are a price range based on the almost identical products, but for a reason. Yeah, but more on that on the marketing videos I'm going to do later. But that could be one important aspect. Yeah, another aspect would be, oh, I only buy eco stuff, or I only buy products that does not contain I don't know, palm oil or something, but that's aspect. Yeah, so you have a think about that. So let's go to the next one. The key factors that impact how much a manufacturer wants to sell. So there's a lot of factors here, because a manufacturer wants to sell in order to bring value to its shareholders and their employees and provide profit. Yeah, so if a manufacturer could, or a producer, let's say, could sell a milk package for $50, yeah, they will profit more than if they would sell it by, let's say, $2, right? So if they sell it for $50 instead of $2, they will make more profit, right? But then again, who wants to buy at 50? Would you like to buy a packet of milk for $50? No. And would you buy it for two for the same product? Probably. And if you knew that they had sell the milk the milk for $50 in the previous, $2 doesn't seem as much, but more on that later. Yeah. So the interaction between the consumers, which is you and I, if we go to a store and buy stuff, we are consumers. We're consuming something, you know. And producers. Producer would be the people who sell. Pretty much, just think of producers as selling stuff. That determines the market price. Yeah. So how does the interaction between consumers and producers determine the market price? It's similar to the previous point, but let's go through it. It's called supply and demand. So what you have here is that you have a demand curve that looks something like this, and then you have a supply curve that looks something like this. And when they determine the market price, the supply and demand have to meet in an equilibrium right here. So let's say that most people are willing to pay $6 for one packet of milk, yeah? And then they will meet in an equilibrium, yeah? Like this. And that is how the market price for products are being used or are determined. So a good microeconomics or a manager or anything like that, they look at the markets, they look at the competitors, and they consider, oh, this competitor are selling their milk for $4. Should we do the same? Should we lower the price, or should we higher the price? It all depends on what the consumer wants. Yeah. So if the consumer are willing to spend $10 up here, we will generate more profit. Yeah. Hope you understand. Next one. While the demand and supply dynamics are presented in all markets, very important to remember that the supply and demand are presented in all markets, the market outcomes are influenced by vary of institutional frameworks. Yeah. And more on that in a later video. I just wanted you to present that information to you right now, because we're going to go through it in the next couple of videos. Yeah. So let's look at the next one. So here's a schedule. So it's a quantity demand per month. So I don't know what it is, but it's something, a product. Just say whatever you want. Toilet paper, milk, you know, it doesn't matter. Just, yeah. And here is the demand curve I made in Excel. You know, it's not that straight. It could be better, you know, but for demonstrating purposes, this works. So as we can see here, let's call this one, I don't know, let's call it ABC. Yeah. So ABC right here are willing to pay 2.5 pounds for a quantity of 1. Yeah. And they're also willing to pay 2 pounds of the quantity of 2 and 3. Yeah. So we had a supply curve right here. It looks something like this. Create equilibrium. You can get 3.8 or something quantities right here for the price of 1.5. Does that make sense? So the producers are probably going to sell the price in the equilibrium point, because they can see that there's a demand. And you can use this supply and demand curve in all markets, as we saw on the previous point. Yeah. But in order for you to calculate this, there's actually a formula, and don't be scared, it's worse than it looks. Yeah. So formula for quantitative demand. Yeah. So here Q, this one right here, represents the quantity demand per time period of N. Yeah. The P right here is the price of N. Yeah. And the P1 to N minus 1, this part right here. Yeah. This one is the shorthand notation for prices of all other relevant products. Yeah. The Y right here is the consumer's income. So it's your income or my income if we're willing to buy something. Think it like that. And the S right here represents a host of factors such as age, place of residence, and other assets, etc. Yeah. But demand refers to the whole demand curve, as is written right here. Important to remember. Change in the change in demand refers shift in the whole curve. So this entire thing are going to shift either up or down, right? But what does it mean if it shifts up, and what does it mean to when it shifts down? And my answer to that would be that an increase in demand, that the whole demand curve has shifted to the right. So if this increase in demand is going to go to the right. And likewise, a decrease would go to the left. Yeah, hope that makes sense. But a change in amount that will be bought at every price. Remember that. And that is a general explanation or information given for you to just be introduced to certain topics and areas, because microeconomics can be very, very, very difficult and technical at times. But I will leave you at that, and I wish you good health and everything.